You ever just want to smoke on your ex-pack like tonight? Like a man ever did you so wrong, you have to find a way to telepathically get his attention because you know you cannot hit him up and you guys are like no contact. So you decided to come on my page and find out how to do some baddie makeup, and you're about to get on Instagram and post on your story like the baddie you are, and you're gonna show him what he's missing out on. Is that you? Because if it is, girl, you have came to the right place. I am the queen of baddie makeup, okay? One thing about me, I know how to finesse full coverage. I know how to finesse light coverage, clean girl, and I know how to do the most when it's needed. And this is one of those makeup looks where, you know, you have to show out. There's somebody you're trying to impress. Somebody has to see you tonight. This is not no makeup you do and you sit in the house. Somebody has to see you tonight, okay? So today's makeup look is a baddie makeup look, and it is inspired by the beautiful Jayda Wayda, or Jayda Chavez to be more exact. She's like an influencer, and she's also like a businesswoman, and she has her own brand, and she's quite frankly a trendsetter. So she has this makeup look that I know a lot of girls have always noticed. They always notice this like style of makeup that she has that, I mean, quite frankly screams Jayda Wayda. So for me, I didn't have to really look this up. I just went on Pinterest and compared all of her like makeup looks, and I noticed that she has, LOL, a lot of makeup looks where it's full coverage. She has like a berry lip color with a frosty like center, with orange or like a natural eyeshadow color. That's one color, and like usually she'll have lashes done, but I don't, so we're gonna work around that. And her eyebrows are usually natural, and she usually has like a bright under eye. So with those techniques, I decided I was gonna do my own version of Jayda Wayda's makeup look. Okay, now this makeup look is very different from like anything that I've ever done, and like some people may look at it and look at my previous makeup styles and be like, girl, but I genuinely feel like I looked completely different. I even called my boyfriend and asked him like, how do I look? And he loved it. But he was like, before I even told him anything, he was like, did you get like a new foundation or a concealer? Y'all, that if a man is able to differentiate like my regular makeup style versus like baddie makeup, I'm doing something right. Okay, enough talking, y'all. I have skipped so many different parts, but let's get right into it. Okay, I first put foundation on my face. I used Juvia's Place foundation in Dakar, and then I went ahead and used the NYX brow gel on my brows just to smoothen them out. Y'all, this has been like the best thing that I've ever done for my brows, because holy crap, like it has made my lashes, it has made my brows really smooth and easy to just like mold, and then I can just do my brows on top of it and it looks more natural. And also it's less pressure on trying to like make a perfect tail, because it just looks like it's all going in the same direction and it's not perfect. If you know me, you know eyebrows are not twins, they are sisters. So if they look a little bit not alike, girl, it is okay. No one is gonna clock it, and most of the time you're fine. Next up, I'm gonna take my Maybelline Magic Eraser in shade 147 Discontinued, and I'm gonna add that all over my face. And you know, this is my holy grail, y'all. Like, this is the perfect color for me and I love it so much. Next up, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. concealer in Deep Cinnamon, and I'm gonna apply that in my inner corner as my light concealer shade. Y'all, oh my goodness, when I tell you, this has been a learning curve for me, because when I tell you how pigmented this concealer is, you're going to scream. First of all, I'm gonna let the video speak for itself before it even gets there, because it's not even there yet. Okay, I first start off by concealing or blending out my Maybelline just to kind of have like a balance. You know, I kind of wanted to make sure that that's blended first and that is also dry. Pro tip, if you want your concealer to blend the best, go ahead and apply blend it whenever it is dry, because it always like it just won't move and it's more malleable, if that makes sense. And I just feel like I've done it once and now I just can't stop. Now I always have to dry my concealer and make sure that you know, it's kind of a little, not tacky, but malleable is like the only thing that I can think of right now. So it's able to like not really move and it's dried in that one spot and you could blend it really, really well. That's also a really good way to have like full coverage. And you know, you're also able to build on that as well. So I really, really like that. If you can see now, I'm gonna start blending that e.l.f. concealer, and man, oh man, I realized like very soon that that light concealer is gonna have to go all the way down. And if you know, you know my stance on a light concealer and where it is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be anywhere below where my stick is right now, where my brush is right now. So me having to like put it all the way down to my cheeks, I was horrified, and I felt like I let y'all down in a way, because it's like I'm supposed to be teaching the girlies. I'm not supposed to scare y'all off. This is supposed to be like a teachable moment. But I realized that, hey, sometimes that like when people add like, I guess like a lighter concealer all the way down, it is fixable. And it's not necessarily wrong. It's just like a makeup style that people prefer to do, but it's not really my like forte, if that makes sense. So you know, this is one of those times where I was like, oh Lord, like I was looking at myself like, okay, this is gonna be definitely something. So yeah, I was blending my concealer the best I could and trying so hard not to get it all over the place, just in the areas that I needed it to be. And you know, I'm taking my time to blend it really, really well, because this foundation or this concealer is able to get in places that like, I don't know, like in mind you, it was as dry as I wanted it to be. So this was definitely a moment of learning. And I know for next time to just add just a little bit less. I finessed it, y'all. I made it work. But like, makeup isn't about stressing and finessing. It's about like having fun and like everything being smoothed out easily. But this was one of those moments where, like, do you see that? Like, what? That tiny dot that I used, it spread it all over my top lip, like, y'all, or underneath my nose. So it wasn't giving. Pro tip, if you ever want to smooth out your makeup, just go back in with that foundation brush and just tap your face and all around really, and it'll smooth out your makeup. I always recommend using your foundation brush, because that one, in a way, it still has a little bit of product, so it'll tone down any like harsh lines, and it'll tone down you know, just the lack of blending, if that makes sense. It'll just like make everything look as one, and it kind of made my face look a little bright, but it's okay. Next up, I'm taking my little concoction. It's my Laura Mercier translucent honey and my Ben Nye topaz, and I mixed those two and I added it in that little box, and I'm adding that underneath my eye. And when I tell y'all, I haven't used that in so long. I'm just now realizing how good it really works and how like smooth my makeup looked using it. I totally recommend it. If you guys like have Laura Mercier and Ben Nye, just go ahead and mix it and you'll see how beautiful it looks. Because I mixed these two a long time ago, I realized that I didn't have to bake anymore. I just pressed the powder in my skin. This is the powder that made me realize that I actually don't have to bake, and my makeup will come out, dare I say, even better. You know, this really helps with flashback, and it helps with just like the setting of your makeup. So it sets your makeup really, really well, and your concealer will not move for hours. Like, it won't, like, whatever event you have going on, girl, you are set. Like, That concoction is one of my favorites, and I will never let that formula go. And me using it today or this day made me just want to use it more, because it also gave me like a little golden look, and I don't know, I just was so in love with it, you know. I know I look a little bright, but don't even worry. We're going to fix it, okay? We're going to fix it, okay? Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and take my Juvia's bronzer in Deep Dark, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to contour. I'm going to use that as a contour and a bronzer, sure. I mean, I don't really know the difference, y'all. I know people use a little bit of bronzer on top, but at this point, I just be using it as a contour because I don't really have anything else. So that's what I also use for my nose as well. I'm going right there. If you, for just like reference where to start, use your ear as like a guiding to figure out where you should do your contour. Of course, y'all, I do not have like a little pencil or a little brush to do my nose. I use the same brush that I use for my cheeks, just so I have more control, and also the product isn't as much. I'm about to contradict myself because, girl, it definitely looked pretty harsh, but what I ended up doing was taking a brush just to smooth it out, smooth my nose out, and take like a lot of that like product off. Yeah, exactly. You see, like I'm just taking that and making it smooth, taking my foundation brush and making everything very, very seamless, just so, you know, it's not too harsh. Next up, I'm taking my James Charles palette, and this is my holy grail, y'all. I love that palette. It has every color in there, and it's just like so universal. It's for everything. I'm taking those two shades, and those are the shades that are closest to my color. So they're orange and like a darker orange, and it just helps like set my eyes. I'm kind of going for this natural but also orange look. That's usually what Jayda Wayda or Jayda Chavez has, and it always looks so good. Like a lot of the times you would think that you couldn't pair like an orange with like a pink lip, or, you know, it just has to be like a stylistic choice, but she does that every single time, and it eats. Like there's something about that orange that just makes her stand out so much, and you know, she always looks really, really good. And I think that people have become a fan of doing that type of makeup style because there's like a whole trend in like this whole like thing of like how to do like Jayda Wayda makeup. So I decided to put my little spin on it and call it baddie makeup, just because, you know, it definitely does give baddie. Like it's full coverage. The lip combo is nude, and you know, the eyes are really, really pretty. Plus, you know, I'm adding some really, really nice lashes just to have that illusion of having my lashes done. So I'm taking that like a darker color, and just for me, just from like my stylistic choice, just for me in my stylistic choice, I wanted to add like a little bit of a darker orange, or you know, just to deepen it just a tad bit more, to have a little bit more depth to my eyes. And this just like made my eyes look more alive, if that makes sense. It just kind of like gave it more depth, which I was a huge fan of, and I would recommend anyone doing that if they feel like one color is just not enough. Next up, I did not tell you what mascara to use because honestly that's not the point. Like you just need to make sure that your eyelashes just are black, so you can use any mascara that you have at home. And I'm just like making sure my lashes look very, you know, in unison, because once I add my lashes on there, they're supposed to blend. That's the whole point of me adding mascara. It's not for you know, any like look purposes. Now next up, I'm gonna take these lashes from Shein, LOL, yeah, Shein, and I'm gonna go ahead and add that on my lash. And I gotten a new technique of how to put lashes on, so I use the glue on my lids, and then I also go ahead and add the glue on the lashes, and then once they both dry, I go ahead and add it like that, and that just holds my lashes so much better than just adding them to my lash and then drying it. because once I like add it to my lash line, it never, like my inner corner never sticks. I always have, or if it does stick by like the end of the night, it's like coming up, and it's just so stressful for no reason. So if you just want that extra support and just to know that like your lashes will not come up, I definitely recommend you adding both of the glue on your lash line and also on your lashes. Next up, I'm taking my Too Faced Damn Girl mascara just to kind of tweak a little bit. Also the bottom lashes, oof girl, you need to make sure they are present and they are here. You need to make sure that they look really good and natural. Actually not natural, you need to make sure they look very dramatic. They need to stand out with your lashes, and just to make a statement, because girl, we only have one color on our lids. Like we kind of have to show out a little bit. We didn't add no liner, we didn't add no dark colors, so just to have that extra oomph, go ahead and overdo your bottom lash, okay? Like it's giving very much like sexy, if that makes sense. Like we definitely want to be staring a man down, like, you know. And that's definitely what that gives, because one of the best compliments you can ever get on your makeup is, oh my gosh, I love your bottom lashes, your lashes are so long. Are those your natural? Yeah it is, quite frankly. Next up, I'm taking my MAC blush, and I am applying that on my cheeks. Y'all, I know you can't see it, but it's there, I promise you. It looks really good, but I'm gonna go ahead and add an extra one just because like I don't want to hear the comments, you know, girl, we can't see that blush. Go ahead and throw that out, that old blush. I know, but I can see it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and add that blush. And one thing I really like about the MAC blushes though, you really can build on the MAC blushes because they aren't as pigmented as you think, so you can add so much and build on it. And that's what I like, because girl, I am a little heavy-handed, and I realized that with my concealer. I'm like, oof, I'm a little heavy-handed and I don't really like that, but it's okay. But when you're working, when you're able to build on a product, it's so much better and it's so much more worth it. So yeah, I went ahead and added my blush, and it looks really good. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Juvia's Place Volume 4 blush in that pink color just to add that extra oomph. This blush is very pigmented, very pigmented. So I gotta do one little tap and spread it like that, because if not, that was gonna take over my entire face and I was not gonna like my makeup. So I had to be very careful. Then I like midway started to feel like my makeup was starting to look a little light. Like, I don't know, there was something about it. So I went ahead and went back into my bronzer palette, and I got that brown, that lighter brown, and then I added that all over my face, or just like at the bottom half, because that light color is like my actual foundation shade, which I'm so happy about, because then again, I don't have to really buy like a powder foundation. I can just use that to help me out a lot. So I'm really happy that that came in clutch. Next up is my lip combo. This is my first time doing this lip combo, y'all. It's so pretty, and I think I'm gonna actually start doing that in more of my looks. So I used my MAC Chestnut and also my Auto Lip Liner in this like berry color. So the secret is, the tip of the day is, you're gonna line your lips regular with that brown color, that a foxy brown color. If you kind of want to know what like chestnut undertones are, they kind of have like undertones of red and like a brown, and it always works for me, and it's not too dark, which I did not want. Next up, I'm gonna overline my lips with that berry color, and this is just to have the illusion that like that berry color is all over my lips, when really it's not. It's just like ombre, and I just love it, and I really like that approach that I took by not adding like a dark brown on top of my lip. It just looked so much better. Next up, I'm taking, of course, my NYX Abu Dhabi, and I'm adding that literally on top of the purple. in the brown. Usually I never do that. I only add it to the pink part of my bottom lip and kind of mix it that way. But this time I wanted to add it on top of my top lip to kind of give me a frosty look, okay? We're going for that very much light lip combo, which I haven't done on my page yet, but like I said, I'm a huge fan of, and I feel like a lot of girls are a little intimidated and don't really want to, like, you know, step into that. But y'all, it's 2023, like, us black women, we could do anything. Okay, then I'm going ahead and adding a NYX. Honestly, I don't really remember at the top of my head these names, but I'll add it in the description and on screen. But I'm gonna add that frosty color, and I'm gonna add that all over my lips, and I'm gonna blend that really, really well. And it doesn't stop here. I was gonna stop here, but you know, I was like, I need an extra gloss, but I also didn't want to add gloss, so I went ahead and added my MAC lip gloss in Boy Bait, and this is kind of like that color, but it's more sheer. So it kind of smoothed out my lips, and it gave it this like really nice effect, and you know, I loved it so much. I'm going back ahead and I'm doing my inner corner. I realized when I finished, I'm like, something's missing. I kind of wanted like more dimension on my eye, so I went ahead and added that shimmer color in my inner corner, and then I also added it underneath my brow because why not? Like, I feel like that's just always the best finishing touch to have. I went ahead and added that underneath my brows for that, like, that effect, lol. But like, yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. This is the end. I hope you guys like it, and go ahead, if you copied this, post it on your story and make him mad, or make him fall in love, either or. Thank you so much for watching.